Okay, you are welcome to today's class. So, today we are going to come to the end of the phase one and the HTML coding class. So, let's wait for others to join. Good morning, Mr. Taiwo. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Okay, so we have much people online now, so we are going to start. So today, that's when we're taking a general assessment. So before we take the general assessment, so far, I just want to hear from you guys. Um, is just the people online, please. Can you just say hi? Everybody online, just say hi on the comment section, because if you can't write on the comment section, there's no way you'll be able to see the assessment link. So just say hi. If you know you can hear me, just say hi on the comment section. Say hi on the comment. Okay, Abiodun Taiwo is there. Please, if you're online, just say hi on the comment section so that we can start. Everybody online, say hi on the comment section. And the assessment is going to be for a very, very short duration. So I'm just going to, okay, good morning, Kokoi, good morning to you. Please, the other people, please, can you just say something in the comment section? Say something in the comment section so that, so that, okay, Tomori, okay, Olabisi, good morning. So everybody should just say hi on the comment section. I have three people. I have Taiwo. Taiwo is here. Kukoyi is here. Olabisi is also here. So the others, please just say hi on the comment section because I'm going to drop the link in the comment section. I'm going to drop the link in the comment section so that you can start. Okay. Please, if you are just joining us, say hi in the comment section. Just say hi in the comment section because that's how you are going to participate in the assessment. The assessment is going to be for just 1 hour. After 1 hour, the link will no longer be accessible. Olatuji, you are welcome. Olatuji, you are welcome. That's four. We see remaining two people, two more people. So I'm expecting them to say hi. Now, I said we are just going to do a recap of everything that we've learned so far, a recap of everything that we've learned so far, a recap of everything that we've learned so far. Then, okay, we are going to do a recap of some people. They don't have the link. They just wrote me now that they don't have the link, so I'm just going to send them the link so that they can join us on the pro on today's. So today generally, if you have not been following us, you can still learn one or two things from today's class. So Isaac, okay. Hi, so Isaac said hi. Okay. Now, what is going to happen in today's class? I'm just going to do a recap of what we'll be doing so far. A recap. We started with the doc type HTML, and the doc type HTML. We started with that. You before you start, okay. Hi, okay. Mark, you said hi. So do you have any questions so far? If you have any questions so far, so that I would know. If you have any questions so far, you can just ask your question in the comment section so that we can, before we start the test, just ask the question. While you are asking the question, I'll just be explaining. And I told you that the best way to edit HTML, you use what you use a notepad. So I'm just going to open the notepad again today. So if you have a question, just drop your question in the comment section, and then I'll just explain a little. Then we'll take the assessment. The assessment is going to be 1 hour. It's going to be 1 hour. After 1 hour, please. Yes, nobody is. I might not be looking at you. I might not see you where you are, but I will advise you. Some people, I will advise you, don't go and use ChatGPT to give me answers. Don't use ChatGPT. Okay, there's no way you are going to use ChatGPT because definitely I'm not. It's not the direct question. So, if you know you have any questions so far, please do let me know. Ask your questions, then I would explain. So remember, I said that the first thing you do, you write your what? If you're writing the code, you write what? Doc type what? HTML. So the assessment is going to be based on what we've learned so far. The second line of code will be HTML. Okay, and then we are going to HTML has a closing and an opening tag. We are going to write HTML, then we'll close. So if you have a question, ask now. If you have a question, ask now. Ask your questions now. Kindly ask your questions. This is just a certificate of completion. You understand what I'm saying? Certificate of completion that you've learned formatting in HTML. You've learned the CSS, HTML, CSS styling. You've learned, what's it called? You've learned what's other thing again? Colors, different color patterns. You understand? So this is just the certificate of completion. This is not that you are a HTML certified that you cannot do everything with a HTML code. No, no. There's still much. There's still much to be learned. You understand? Just so that we'll know that we are in the right page. We are in the right. We are in the same page. That's so far so good. Everything that you've been learning, it's you've been. So after the HTML, I said you have all the head. The head, that's where you put your title, and I said the head also has a closing tag. And so, is it that everybody you understand so far? If you know you understand so far, let's go straight to the assessment for the day. Is it that we all understand everything I've been saying so far? So if you know you understand everything so far, just write understand so that there will be no need for me to start explaining all over again. If you know you understand everything so far, just write understood. Okay, Olatunji Ojo said no. So who is so if you know it's just Olatunji Ojo that is saying no. So if you know you know, okay, okay. Akinola Mark, you said no also. So which other person I have to know already so that I will know if I'm to explain everything again before you guys take the assessment. So any other person again, any other person, I just have to know. To know. So if you know you understand, just write understood, understood, understood. If you know you understood everything so far, kindly write understood so that I will know. So after the head, I said the head is where you have the title, we have the body. The body has an opening and a closing tag. And the HTML, I said what? The HTML. So when you after the doc type HTML, okay, we can just do a recap of yesterday's class. That's the area I'm still struggling with. Okay, Olumide say the recap of yesterday's class. Okay, we'll get to yesterday's class. Okay, we'll get to yesterday's class. Okay, that means I have three. Okay, I wasn't in class yesterday. Kukoyi, it's okay to for a recap. Okay, Kukoyi said it's okay for a recap. Okay, okay, okay. I have let's say four people. So I still have I need to hear from Tutaiwo. Taiwo, I need to hear from you and Olatunji also. Okay, now I'll just do a recap generally. I'll be fast with the recap so that you guys can just understand. It's going to be I'm going to be very fast so that I won't um, take much of your time so that you can go straight to the assessment. I think every one of if you even if you have not been in the class, you listen to what I'm going to say now, you can do the assessment easily. It's kind of it's very easy. It's something that we've explained. So after the doc type HTML, the next line of HTML code is the HTML. And after the HTML, I told you that the HTML has opening and a closing tag. That's why we are closing it at the down here. And also the head, we have opening head and the closing head because I told you that the head has what opening and a closing tag. Remember in this head, I told you that in this head, That is where you put your internal styling what code if you are using internal styling, and that is where you also put your link for your external styling what code. That's what I mentioned yesterday. So we will not go into that now, because so that we'll start from the peripheral for those that are we're not following from the onset. Now in this under the head there, I said that that's where you put your title, and the title, that is what is going to show on the what on your website. Title on your web page, sorry, on your web page. And I told you that when you want to close a tag, you put what forward slash on the sorry forward slash on the title. Now what's the title that you want to do? Let's say last day of class. So when you save, when you check, when you refresh your page, you are going to see that the title is going to, okay, today is my first class. Oh, Olabisi, today is your first class. Oh, that's true. I haven't seen Olabisi. Okay, I'm new to stuff like this. Okay. Oh, Olabisi. Oh, you are welcome. You are welcome, Olabisi. Yes, I know I've not seen that name on the chat before. So Olabisi, you are welcome to today's class. Oh, sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. Oh, I'm very, very sorry. I thought I was sharing my screen. Most times, I think. Okay, can you see my screen now? Please, if you can see my screen, just say you can see it so that. Okay, can you see my screen? I'm going to delete everything here again. I'm going to delete everything here again. Don't worry. I thought I was sharing my screen initially. So, can you see my screen now? Can you all see my screen? Can you see the notepad in the screen? Okay. Olabisi, so I'm going to explain. Let me just explain everything. Now, before you start, now, when we were starting this class, I know we started with Notepad and all, just that we get the environment and all. So, Olabisi, I'm going to start from a place where, okay, I'm going to start like this. Now, okay, you can see the screen. Okay. So the first thing that you do when you want to start the coding is that now, because someone also asked the same question yesterday, is for you just create a folder, because you have different projects that you want to do. You might decide to say you have a project on supermarkets, you want to build a web page for a supermarket, you want to build a web page for a filling station, or you want to build an e-commerce web page. You have different projects that you want to do. So the first thing that I will advise you is that you create a folder. So just call the name of the folder what you want to create. Let's say you want to create the folder. You can call the folder, let's say mini mart. Let's say a mini supermarket. Let's just call it mini what mart. So everything inside this folder is going to be for the mini mart. Now inside your folder here, you have a folder called what mini mart. Now the next thing that you are going to do, you search for what a notepad. So notepad is the text editor that we are going to use in writing the code. So I'm just going to open a notepad. I will open a notepad. Then I'm going to save this notepad inside the minimart. Inside the minimart folder. So the folder is in my desktop. So I will locate desktop on my computer. When I locate desktop on my computer, I'm going to show you this is the minimart. So I'm going to open the minimart. Now inside the minimart is empty, but most times I will always advise you before you save, say click on all files so that you see all the files that you have on your minimal. But currently now we have no files there. So we are going to save our first file. Our first file that we are going to use to edit. We are going to call it, let me just call it index dot html. Now, do you know why we always name it index.html? Now, when you upload a script, on your host, on your hosting what platform, we have different hosts. We have Hostinger, we have HostGator. That is when you want to buy a host, you want to host a website. Now, when you upload your scripts on a host, the host automatically detects that your front page is your index.html. So it is generally noted, it is a general notion on the web space that every front page is index.html. So that's why you see that most programmers you say index.html. Now, even if your front page, you decide to use let's say abc.html, and there's another page there that says index.html. Let me refresh. I guess you all can see my screen now. I guess you can see my screen now. I guess it's the network that came to my phone. I guess you all can see my screen now. So now this is the notepad I saved in my mini what math. Please hold on. Let me check. Let me check my phone. So let's continue. So let's continue to write now is what? Oh, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Let me share the screen. A recap. Okay. So I'm not seeing the screen well. Oh, okay. So can you see my screen now? Let me make it a little bit big. I actually want to see your response. So don't worry. So you can see that the notepad is here. Now I'm just going to okay. Abiodun Taiwo, you do you mean a recap of what I've just explained now? Please, I don't know the is you do you want a okay? What I say is that the first thing that you do, you create a folder on your desktop. Now we've created a folder on the desktop. Now after creating the folder on the desktop, then you name the project, you name the folder, the project that you want to do. You understand what I'm saying? Now I said we are building something for a mini mart or let's say supermarket. Okay, let's use you can use yours a supermarket, you can use your a football pitch, you can use yours like a hotel, a church, whatever that you want to do, just name the folder that particular name. Now inside the folder, what I said is that you now create your first what's it called, your first file, which is what index.html. You understand? That's how we got this file there. I just opened the index.html, so I want to edit now. Do you understand now? Now look at the index.html. Now in this index.html, we are just going to start writing the lines of code. In the index.html, I said the first thing that you write is what? You put in your what? Your doc type, your doc type HTML. Now remember, I said this is the first thing that you should do. This is the first thing, that line of HTML code that you should write when you are writing any code on HTML. This is the first line of code that you should write when you are writing a code on .html. You understand what I'm saying? You are writing something on HTML. You write doc type HTML. And the second line, it should be what? HTML. Then you what? Close it. Now remember, this doctype.html does not have a no, does not have a closing tag. You understand what I'm saying? So you just write that. But HTML has opening and a closing tag. I explained what a tag means. A tag is simply means that attribute that starts up what any line of code. You understand what I'm saying? This is what they call a tag. It has what the open parenthesis and the close, and it has this open parenthesis and the close parenthesis. You put them, everything inside here is what a tag. You understand what I'm saying? Now this HTML, you have to close it. So you have to go down, put what, you close what, the HTML, then you close it. Sorry, you close it. Now that's what I'm saying is that it has opening closing tag. Now opening and a what, closing tag inside this HTML. Now that is where we are doing. So what we are saying is that for every HTML, the last line of code should be what, your HTML code. You understand what I'm saying? Now we'll now come to this place, we'll move down. Now when you move down, the next thing that should be, it should be the head. Every web page has what, the head and the body, and also what, the footer. But we've not talked about the footer. Let's leave that now. Now the head is just like the human. We have our head, we have our shoulder, which is a part of our body that goes down to what, our foot. So that's the same way we have. And in in the human body, we have sections. You understand? We have different sections with different divisions. That's how also a web page is also. You understand what I'm saying? You have different sections. When we start talking about ID and all, you have different sections also in a web page. You understand what I'm saying? So, but for now, we're talking about HTML. Now we'll now go to the head. Let's talk about the head first. So in this head, to open the tag of the head is what? What? D. You open. And this head, you also have to close the head. Just like at the top here, at the top of your head is open. Now this flat is closed. Now you are starting a new thing. So when you want to go into the body, you have to close the head first. You understand what I'm saying? Now we now have to close what? The head here. Now, in this head now, is most times the head in a human, that's what carries what, the face. You understand? Now it carries the face. That's what carries what, identity. Yes, the identity of humans. You understand? So just the same way in a web page, the head now is, that's what takes what, the title. That's what takes every function that has to do with every other part of the what, body. So it now shows that in this head, that is where we have what, the title. That's where we have the title. Now, if okay, I've enlarged my screen. Now that's where we have the word title. In this title, we'll now have to go say the title of this is what? The title, let's call the title phase one. Then we are going to what? Close the what? Title. Now, when we close the title, it shows that the identity of the web page. What is this web page all about? What is the title of this web page? It is what? Phase one. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if the identity of the page, this thing is called phase one, it therefore means that when we open this particular browser, when we open this particular file in any browser, is going to tell us that this is what phase one what page. What is the identity of the page? That is the title of the what page. It's going to tell us that it is what phase one. That is what for the head. So we are going to what save it. Okay, we are going to what save it. So now, since we've given this title, we've given the head, we've added the title to it. Now, after the head, what the next thing? It's what the body. It's what the body. Sorry. Is the body. And I told you that the body starts here and it also closes. You understand what I'm saying? So the body it therefore means that the body is we are still definitely going to close the body. Okay. So yes, I'm doing a recap now. I'm doing a recap, Taiwo. I'm doing a recap. Okay. The screen is large. Are you using a phone? Mr. Mark Akinola, using the phone, please. If you're using a phone, you just what you do, just zoom into your phone, then you'll be seeing what I am saying. Now we have the opening tag of the body and the closing tag of the body. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now the opening and the closing tag of the body. Now let's save this. Now, so if you want to check what you've done so far, you just go to your file, you go to your file, then you click. So when you click on it, is going to open. Now you can see that the title is here. The title is what? Phase one. You can see the title. The title is written at the top of the browser. So that's the first thing that everybody checks. When they come to your website, they check. They say what the title is what? Phase one. So now we call our own title phase one. So the identity, the identity of this web page is telling us that this page is what? Phase one. Now if you check on these browsers that I'm using, if you check on this browser, every web page has what? Every web page have what? A title. You can see this. It's called free virtual. You can see it. Free virtual. You can see this. It has a title. Every web page has a title. You can see this. It has what? Website business, WhatsApp business, and also everyone has what? A title. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it has what? A title. Now, after you must have written the title, the next thing that we want to do, okay, my video resolution, okay. Oh, is it that you guys can see my screen? Can't you see my screen? Can you all see my screen? Can you all see my screen? Okay, don't worry. Let me see what I can do. Let me take it up. Can you see the screen now? Okay. Now we now move to the body. Now the body, that is where we now have to do. That is what people can actually see, the visible things that you want to put on your site. Okay, yes, we are. Okay, yes, I'm using a phone. Okay, so you just zoom in, then you can see everything that I'm saying. So okay. You're not referring to me. Okay, now the body. Now this body, the body is that is what contains every part of your web page, every part of your web page. Now in the page, what do you want to see in the page? You can decide to say, okay, I want to put a header in the page. I want to put what's it called? I want to put a content in the page. I want to put a picture in the page. I want to put this in the page. I want to put that in the page. So everything that you want to put in the page, you have to put them in the body. You put them in the body of the page. You put them in what? In the body of the page. Now in this body, we are going to write. Now, what's the first thing that we'll do? Let's give the body a header. Now, let's say we want to put a heading in the body, a heading. I said that the heading is what? H1. H1, then you it has the H1 is the biggest heading, is the bigger heading, the biggest heading. We have different heading. We have H1, we have H2, we have H3, we have H4, we have H5, we have H6. So it depends on the kind of heading that you need in a particular place in your web page. So if you need a bigger heading, use H1. If you need something that is not that big, use H2. If you need smaller than H2, use what? H3. So every of these heading has opening and a closing what tag. So this H1 has what? Opening tag as H1, and it also has a closing tag as what? H1. So how do you close a tag? You close a tag writing the main tag name, then you now have put what? A forward a forward slash. Now you can see this is the forward slash. This is what? The closing tag. This is the closing tag, and this is what? This is the closing what tag. This is the closing, sorry, let me show you. This is the closing tag, and this is the what? Opening what? Tag. Now, looking at this, everything here is called what? The element. The element, it consists of what? The opening tag and the closing tag and the content. The value. The content is what? And the opening and the closing tags makes up what? The elements. You understand what I'm saying? Now, in this H1 and H2, we can decide to say, okay, let's call it what? Welcome. Welcome to class. Now, welcome to class simply means that the heading is going to have welcome to class. You understand what I'm saying? The word heading is what? Welcome to class. Then you just save. Now, if we save, if you should go back to that same browser that we just opened, you are going to see the heading, which is what? Welcome to class. You can see welcome to class in the heading. You understand what I'm saying? You don't need internet connection when you are doing any of this coding. Because we are streaming online, that's why we are online. So even if your network is not on, you are just using, so if everything is still going to show. You understand what I'm saying? So it's showing what? Welcome to what? Class. Now this is how you put your what? Heading. Now after you must have placed the heading, now can I say, oh, can I add a body to it? Let me add something to the body. Now, when you want to add something like a paragraph to the body. Now, the paragraph has opening tag P, small letter P, and it also has a closing tag what? P. You understand what I'm saying? It has opening tag P, and it also has what? Closing tag what? P. Now, in this paragraph, you can decide to say, oh, this is what I want to write. I want to write the story. I want to write about the mini mart. I want to write about phase one. Now, let me just write something on the paragraph. Let's say phase one. Sorry, phase one is a great place which everyone loves in my community. The sorry, after a paragraph, they have parks where you can have a nice time with your loved ones. So I'm going to stop there. Now this is a paragraph. I've written something in the paragraph, then I'm going to save. Now I'm going to save it. And now, well, after writing on the paragraph, now remember when I'm writing on the paragraph, I have the opening tag P and I also have a closing tag what? P. Now the closing tag has this forward slash. The opening tag does not have what? The forward slash. I've written all this on the paragraph. Then I'll come to my browser and see if what I've just written, if it's going to what? Display. Now you can see that it has displayed here. Phase one is a great place which everyone loves in my community. They have parks which have a nice time. Okay, where you have a nice time with your loved ones. Okay. Now I just wrote that. Now you will notice that. Okay. Now let's say for example, now I'm just going to do it like this. Now more also, it is a place where you can host events events like birthday parties, wedding ceremonies, and lots more. Now, I did this for a purpose. Now, I'm going to save this. I've added other things to it. Now, I'm going to save. Then we'll go back to our browser and let's see. Now, what I wanted to show you, this it's is shown here. Now, do you notice that? Okay, let me go back now. Okay. Now, do you notice something that I used my space bar to take this oh, it's blurry. Oh, I think it's that should be network if it's blurry. Oh, but the network is good over here. I think maybe it's your network. Don't worry. Just okay, let me tell you something. Whenever you see that it's blurry, please just refresh, then you come back, then you see that it's working perfectly fine. Now, you can see now that I at this point here, when I got to this point now, just like you are typing on Microsoft Word, I use the space bar. I use the space bar to go on to the next line. You understand? To write more, so it's a place where you can host events like birthday parties, wedding ceremonies, and lots more. Now, but if when we saved that, we went back to our, we saw that it didn't start from a new line. It just went all the way straight down. Now, when you are writing your HTML, when you are writing your text on HTML, it's not going to display the way you see it in what's it called, in your Microsoft Word, if you don't apply the right word tags. You understand what I'm saying? Now, we don't use space bar. We don't use space bar in writing codes in what we don't space bars. Okay, let me use this way. Space bar would not give you your results that you want in real time when you are writing HTML code. So you have to use a tag. Now, for me to have this same thing, the way it's written here, for me to have this same exact thing, the way it's written here on my what's it called, on my browser, I want it to break here. I want it to break in mine, and I want it to break in width, and I want it to break in your loved ones. I want it to break in like. What I have to do is that I have to introduce a tag called break. I have to introduce a tag called break, and the break tag is represented as BRO. Now, BRO does not have open and close. It's just open. It's just an open tag. So I'm going to put the BRO here. I'll just come here. Then I will put the BRO tag. Now I'm going to put the BRO tag there. Even if I decide to write the community after this BRO, it's going to definitely what? Break. Now I'll also come here. Then I'll put the BRO here. Then I'm going to close it. And now I also want it. Okay, I broke it. So the break tag is here. Then I want to break it here also. Then I'll put the BRO tag here. Then I also put the BRO tag what here. Now, you will notice that everywhere that I place the BRO tag, it's definitely going to break there. You will notice now that I didn't close any of the BRO tag. BRO is BRO. The BRO gets to a point, then when it gets to that particular point that you have this BRO tag, is definitely going to what? Break. So I'm going to save this now. Then when I save it, I'm going to come here. I'm going to come to my browser and let's see. Now you can see the initial one was long. Let's refresh now and see. You can see now that it's break. We now have each of them in their lines. You can see now that if this is what you want, you can only achieve it using what? The break tag. I didn't use what? I didn't use the space bar. Now, in Microsoft Word, you can decide to use a space bar, then you get it good looking. But in HTML code, when you want something to start from a straight line, from a given line, you use what? The BRO what tag. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, we've done the BRO tag. Now, this BRO tag, these are what they use for what? Formatting. Formatting what? Text. So I'm going to use some other formatting tags that we are going to use some other formatting tags in this particular section. Now, for example, in formatting, let's say we want to make some of our letters bold. We want to make these letters bold. I said that you can use what? The strong tag. Use what? The strong what tag. The strong tag has what? opening and a closing what tag. So since we have strong tag, now I will have to close it where I want the only on in that particular place that I want to make bold. You understand what I'm saying? So if the strong is on great and I just want it's just this great that I want to make bold. I'll just put the strong tag here. Sorry, I'll just put the strong tag here. Then I will close it what here. If that's just the place I want to make bold in this particular HTML, I'll just put the strong tag there, then I will close it there. So when I put it there, then I'll just click on what? Save. When I click on save, now I go back to my browser and see if what I've done is correct. You can see now that the grade is now what? Bold. You can see that the grade is what? Bold. You can see now that the grade is bold is different from every other write-up. I have made the grade what? Bold. Now, another way of making a word or sentence bold, you can also use the B word tag, the B tag. Now, let's say we want to make and here bold. You can try to say, okay, let's make what B. Then we close it here also. Sorry. Open tag, then we close the B. Now we'll save. Using the same B tag, we are going to see that the B is definitely going to be, the and there is going to be what? This and now we what? Bold. You can see now that the and now is what? Bold. You can see that the and now is bold. So when you want to make a particular content in your text bold, you either use what? The strong tag or the B tag. You either use the strong tag or the B what? Tag. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now the next one is that now in Microsoft Word we have bold and we also have what? Italics. Now if we want to make it in italics, we can use the word I. Let's make nice now in italics. Let's make it we just use the word. We use what? Word I, then we close. Then we come to this nice here. Then we use the word. We use what? We close the word italics word tag. Then we close it. Then we are going to save now. Now let's see if the nice is going to change from the normal write-up to italics. Let's see if the nice. Okay. Let's see if the nice is going to change. Where's the nice here? Look at nice here. Let's refresh. You can see that nice here has changed. Let me make it bold. You can see that the nice here, the nice has what? Changed. You can see that the nice here has what? Changed. So that is that. So if you want to make it in italics, you use the tag what? I. Do you understand what I'm saying? You use the tag what? I. Another tag that we are still going to talk about, we'll still talk about what? Now, for example, okay, I'm going to write something here. For those of us that are into mathematics, let me use what? 10x here. Okay, lots more. Let me use what? 10 times. I'm just going to put x, yes, like 10 times x, yes. Let me put it like this. Now, I'm going to use a tag now. Now, there are some times that, let me save this first. Let me save this. There are some times that you might decide to say, oh, I want to do something like raised to power, or I want to do something like base. Like when you are doing mathematics, you see 2 raised to power 2, 4 raised to power 2, 3 raised to power 2. In HTML, there are codes that you use. There are formatting tags that you use. You understand what I'm saying? Now, let's say, for example, I want to make this X to be above 10, to be above what? The 10. I'm going to use a tag called super, and the tag, the short of the tag, what we are going to write on the tag is what? Sub. So I'm going to write it like this, sub. Then I'm going to close it, su what? P. Then we'll save. So we are going to go back now to our write-up. Let me minimize it a little. Then we are going to, you can see now that is 10 raised to power x. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the reason you are seeing this x at the top of 10 is because we use the tag SUP. This SUP simply means that this value is going to be at the top of the number, the value before it. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to take it a little bit what higher. Now, you might decide to say, oh, I want to make this x to be at the base. You understand? Just like saying you are saying 10 base 2. Let's say for those people that are okay, let's say log 10 base 2. You understand what I'm saying? You want to put it in base. You want to take this x down. You understand what I'm saying? Let me put another 10x here now. Let me write another 10x here. Now I want to make this x to be at the base. I want to make this x to be at the base. What will now use? We'll now use what? The sub. Sub. Then we close. Remember, the sub has what? Opening and a closing tag. The sub also has what? Opening and a closing tag. Always remember that they are the tags that have opening and closing tag. You need to open and close them. Now, if you don't open and close them, you know what will happen? Every other item after the closing tag would automatically do the same thing. It's not going to close. So it's going to affect every other thing that you have done. You understand what I'm saying? So always remember to close tags that have open and a closing tag. BRO does not have opening and what? Closing tag. So let's see that. You can see now that the x is at the bottom is now what? 10 what? X. Now, I also made mention in formatting that it just in case that you would want to make emphasis on a particular line. Emphasis also could, the letters also looks what? More like an italics. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to use the emphasis tag, you use the emphasis tag as what? EM. You understand what I'm saying? You now use what? E what? M. Let's use the tag EM. The EM host. Let's lay more emphasis on what? Host. So we are going to close the emphasis now. Emphasis. We're going to close it. We'll close it now. We'll go back now and see host. Let's see how host will look like. You can see that the host now, the emphasis, it looks more like italics also. That's just strict placing more emphasis on that particular thing. So that's why you use the tag EM. You understand what I'm saying? So when you want to lay more emphasis on a particular line of text, you use what? EM. These are formatting what tags. These are what? Formatting tags. And you are going to see them in the assessment also. So these are formatting tags. Now, the next formatting tags that we're going to see. Now, there are sometimes that we buy things from different online sites. Like you see, they'll tell you that the price was 10,000 before. Now the price is now 2,000 naira. They will not stroke the 10,000 naira and they will not use what the 20,000 2,000 naira. These are what they use majorly for e-commerce sites. So when you want to format your prices and all, then you use what? Tags like this. Now, for example, I want to say wedding. This wedding reception, they no longer do wedding reception in phase one. In phase one that I'm explaining. So to do this, okay, they don't do wedding. I'll leave the reception. They don't do wedding. And in phase one, what I'll just do, I'll come here. I want to stroke wedding away from my sentence. I'll just come here, write the tag DEL. Then I'll come here. Del also has opening and a closing tag. Then I'll put what? I'll close it as what? Del. Then I would close it. Then I'll save. So when you save, we'll go back there and then now we'll see. Okay. I'm going to refresh. You can see now that it's stroke. The wedding has been, there's a line that's deleted. It's deleted. That means that what is trying to say that is no longer what valid. It therefore means that they do birthday parties, ceremonies, not just wedding anymore. Maybe they don't allow wedding again. They stroked. Now you cannot write what they not allow. So if you want to not put something that they allow, you cannot use a sub to put something at the top. You understand? Or a sub to put something at the what top in what formatting. So that's for that. Now, another thing is that, for example, we want to highlight something. We want to highlight a particular item. We want to mark a particular item and tell people that, for example, when you are reading a novel, you tend to use your marker pen to mark a particular word and say you want to go back to the word, or then you now mark it so that it's visible. It's visible, but there it's a marker pen at the top of it. Most times, most people use it's not a purple or different. They use different colors, but something that you can read through. So therefore, you can do, if you want to use that tag, you use what? The mark. Use what? Mark. Let's mark what? Okay, we've already deleted. Okay, let's mark what? Ceremonies. And also the mark what has what? A closing what tag. Then we'll save. Now you can see now that I marked it, and you can see now that it's not highlighted. It's highlighted. So when you mark a particular word, it's definitely going to be highlighted, and it's going to show that, okay, yes, this thing is very, very important. It's highlighted. There's a reason why it was being what? Marked. Do you understand what I'm saying? So far so good. Everything I've explained, I guess every one of us we understand. So if you understand everything that I've been saying, please just indicate and say I understand. I understand, so that I will know that everything I've been explaining it's understood. Okay, I'll just take like one or two more formatting, then I'll go to the next one, which I'm going to explain what further. So if you understand everything I've been saying, just say I understand. And don't worry, it's the assessment. It's not something that, okay, you have to write, you have to get 100 over 100, you have to get 20 over 20, you have to get 30 over 30, you have to know it. You can watch the video again and again and again. The major reason for the assessment is just for us to know that what we've been able to impact knowledge, that you've learned one or two things from it, and then we'll know that in the phase two, if it's for us to take a repeat of this phase one, or we should go back, we should just go straight to phase two. That's the essence. And you have a certificate of completion that you can show anywhere that you've learned this, and you've learned that. So that is why we are taking our time to say, okay, you have an assessment. There would have been no need for an assessment. But I noticed that in the assessment, you get to know that you get a feedback from everybody in the class, that everybody in the class, that they understand. Okay, thank you, that you understand everything that has been what taught. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now, I also made mention in our past classes that we also have tags for writing what addresses. For example, you want to write your address. You want to write your address. You use the opening tag what address. And note also that the address has opening and a closing tag. Opening and a closing tag. That the closing tag will, or you also have to put what the closing tag of your what address. Now, let's say the address I want to put is excuse me, is one face road. So central quarters. Now, let's see. Now, this is the address. I'm just going to end there. Now, I would what? Save. And now we have the opening and the closing tag. Then I'll go back to my. You can see that the address is just lengthy. One face road, central what quarters. You can see that the address has a different view entirely, just like italics. But now, I will advise that when you are writing your address, since you want it to be in the address format, you can decide to use what, you can decide to break it so that they will be what arranged as you've seen here. Come here or break what tag. So that's for the address. Now, the next thing that I want to explain, we've talked about the different formats. We've talked about italics. We've talked about the strong, the bold. We've talked about mark. We've talked about delete. Okay, we've not talked about insert. Now, for example, want to also do insert. You also use the insert tag for birthday. Let's use the insert tag for birthday, which is what INX. Then you close it. You close it. You understand? So now I'm going to show you another thing that, for example, we've talked about the address. Is there any other tags that we've not talked about? Can someone tell me any other tags you think that we've not talked about, so that we also talk about? You can see now that the birthday is now what on the line. Was it the birthday I did insert for just now? Okay, it's the birthday. Now you can see that the birthday is what underlined when I did what the insert tag. So if you want that, you use what the insert what tag. So is there any other tags that we've not talked about? Any other tag that we use in formatting that I have not what discussed, so that I will discuss it right here, right now, before we go to the next one. So before you bring that up, so I'm just going to explain. Okay, I was talking about BDO. What is BDO? I told that BDO is bi-directional. Is what? Bi-directional what? Override. So for example, I want to do a BDO on let's say I want to do a BDO now. Okay, let me look for a word now. A word here. Okay, let me look for a word here. I want to do a BDO on lot small. Now, when you want to do a BDO on lot small, BDO simply means what? Bi-directional override. Now, for example, there is a transmission coming from A to B. If an override means that the transmission should go back from B to what? A. You understand? That's what they mean by an override. It's just like taking it from back to the front. You understand? So maybe from the front to the back might be wrong. Do you want, okay, you want an override that will bring it from the back to the front. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like a loop system. You take it to the front, then you take it back again. You take it to the front like that. You understand what I'm saying? So most times when you want to create some very, very funny looks, you now use what? The bi-directional what? Override. Now let's do it for this lots more. Now let's say we take this now as okay, let's do it for just lots alone, so that it will not look so let's do it for lots alone. We use what? BDO. BDO, the direction is what? You take the direction as what? Equal to ROTL. What is ROTL? Who can tell me what ROTL is? ROTL. Who can tell me what ROTL is? Can someone tell me what ROTL is? I made mention of ROTL all through. Then I'll have to close the video. What's ROTL? Someone should tell me the meaning of ROTL. What's ROTL that I wrote there? Now you can see that when we did the belt directional override, it started from the back. The back, it's the original word is lots, LOTS. Now it now started from the back, which is what? STOL. You understand? So that's how we now have what? O what L. That is what a belt directional what override is. So I asked the question, what is ROTL? What is ROTL? I remember I said it in our last class. I said it that what ROTL means. Can somebody tell me in the comment section, so that I will know that we all are together in this class? Can someone tell me in the comment section what is ROTL? ROTL, ROTL. What does this ROTL stand for? What does it stand for? Can someone tell me? What does ROTL stand for? Are we still there? Most times it's good. The DI arrow is the direction. What does the ROTL stand for? Who can tell me, please? For those of us that have been in the class for long, not those that are just coming. ROTL stands for what? Are you still there? Please tell me what ROTL stands for, please. I'm waiting. Okay, while I wait for the meaning of ROTL, let's continue. I want someone to tell me what RTL stands for. I'm still waiting. Okay, we are going to continue. We've done that. Now, the next thing that we are going to do, we are now going to talk about how to impute image on your script. Now, I told you on that day, there are two different ways that you can actually put image on your scripts. You understand what I'm saying? You can decide to use the URL. Maybe you are taking the image from a different website entirely. You can use the URL right to left. Thank you, Lumide. Thank you. Right to left. Now, you can decide to take the image from a website. You can decide to put the image inside your folder. Now, it is always advisable to have an image inside your folder. I'm going to teach you both of them. I'm going to teach you both of them. But okay, thank you, Kokoyi. Thank you. Now, what I want to say is that why I want you to have it inside, because when you start developing a broader set, you might not want, it's again the policy. most times that you are taking an image from. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is you are taking an image from okay, Mark Akiola, thank you for okay, thank you, thank you. So it's they are taking the image from a website. You understand what I'm saying? Most times that could flag up your website. It could flag it up. It could flag it up that they don't make they might maybe it's the image is copyrighted, the image is used for that particular website. You're not trying to take, so it's better you have your own image. It's better you have your own edited image. So first and foremost, let's say I'm going to get an image. I'm going to get one image now from, let me just get an image from Google. Let's go to Google. Now I'm just, let me write Camry. Let me write Camry Spider. I'll go to image. Okay, now, okay, please let me not. I'm not going to Google. Sorry, I'll not go to Google so that you won't be going to Google to get. Now, there are some websites that you can get free royalty free, that you can use the pictures. You will not be penalized. You will not be penalized. You will not be penalized when you use the pictures. They are royalty free pictures. So I'm going to mention a site for you, which is called what? Pizzabe. I think I didn't mention it in the previous. I don't mention Pizzabe. Pizzabe, it's a site. Look at it, stunning royalty-free images, royalty-free stuff. So they will give you images that are free. You can use these images on your website. You don't need to pay. Then there are others. There are Pixel free. There are so many. But most times I use Pixabe. So you can download images here and use them on your website. You will not be penalized for it. So let me just write here. Let me write. You can get photos here. You can get photos, you can get videos, you can get whatever that you want. You understand what I'm saying? So you can get images here. Let's just look for flowers. Let's look for flowers. Flowers, you can see that we have flowers in photos, flowers in vectors, flowers in illustration, flowers in like that. But I just need flowers as in what photos. So I'm just going to select one flower, then I'll download it on my system, and then I'll save it on. Let's just get flowers. I don't know. I'm not seeing butterfly. Okay, let's just take anyone here. Okay, let me use this. I'll just click on it. Then I would download. It will show you the JPEG. Do you want it in this resolution? Did you want it in this, or do you want it in a higher one? The bigger it is, the higher the resolution, the more clearer it is. Okay, for this class, let's just take this. Let's take this, and then I'll download. It's free, so you can actually get these pictures. They are free. So what I'll do is that I'll go to my the folder. I'm going to copy it. So I'm going to copy it. Show more options. No, Olumide, it's not the network in your end. I think I also had a network problem. So we are back. So if you are still there, say hi. I think it's the network. The network just went off once. I don't know why the network did that. Please, if you can see my screen, just say hi so that we can continue. If you can see my screen, say hi. The network went off. Okay, thank you, thank you. Now let's continue. We are going to add that image now. So this particular page, what is going to happen is that I'll click on open tag. IMG. Now, when you want to add an image, the tag that you use is what? IMG. You understand what I'm saying? IMG XROC equal to, you put your semicolon there. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what is the name of the file? It's what? 1.jpg. You understand? Then we will what? Close it. So that is the file. That is the name of the file of the image that we just downloaded from Pixabay. Then we are going to refresh now. Now you can see that the image is so large here. Let me, oh, sorry, let me take it. Let me, you can see that the image is so large. Now, we are going to reduce the size of this image talking when we are talking about what? Styling. Now, do you know why the image is large? Because I took the highest resolution. I took what? The highest what? Resolution. I took the resolution. So that's why the image is what? Very what? Large. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's say, for example, we want to style this particular what image. We want to style this particular image. We have to what? Put what? Style. We now have to what? Style it. Now I'm not going to be inline styling. We'll just do what they call what? The what's it called? The internal what? Styling. Do you understand? Are you out there? Okay, thank you. Okay, we all are back. Okay, I can see that. Now you can see that the image is very large because I choose what? A higher resolution. Now if I should take a lower resolution, the image would have been, okay, network is really bad there. Okay, I'm so sorry about the network there. Don't worry, just refresh, keep refreshing, then you can follow us. Even I also had the network challenge here. I just had to refresh, then disconnect and connect back. Everything is working perfectly fine. Now don't worry, network will definitely get back, or the network will be back again. Now we used a high resolution. You can see that the image is so large. It's large. You can see the image is at the bottom. So don't worry, we are going to style the image. We'll make the image, we can make the image the way we want the image to be. You understand what I'm saying? Now let's go. Now on that same class, I told you that you can decide to say, oh, I want this image to be at the background. You understand what I'm saying? That is what styling. So that's what inline was styling. You understand? But I said that in this class, we are going to go a little bit faster, so that the inline styling is a one-line styling. So whatever I'm going to do in inline styling, okay, let me just do one of the inline styling here. Let's say I want to style just this H1. I want to add style. What they call swag. I want to add style to it. What I'll just do is that I'll write what style here. Then I'll put equal to, and I'll just put this. Then let's say I just want to change what am I saying? Let's say I want to change the background color. The background dash. Now, another thing that you should know is that when you are writing a compound word that you have two words together in HTML, you should always link them with a dash. You understand what I'm saying? A dash should be at the bit in between. You don't use space, you use what? Dash instead of what? Space. Then I'll just put this here. Then I'll say the letters be what? Blue. Then I'll always remember to put what? A semicolon at the end. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what, for example, I want to style it. You understand? So this is what they call inline word styling. So I'll just save here, and I'll go back to my this. Then I'll write what. You can see now that I've styled it. Now you now see that there's a blue on it. You understand what I'm saying? They call what? Styling. You understand what I'm saying? You now what? Style it. You understand? Now, let's say, for example, I want to change the color. I want to change the color of the write-up. Now, I want to change the color. Let's say I want to change the color. Now, color in HTML, you use what? COLOR. It's not COLOUR, the normal color that you normally spell. No, you use COLOR. Then I'll say I want to make the color. What should I make the color now? Let's say I want to make the color white. White. Then I'll put a semicolon at that point. And let's say now the text is at this right hand side. Let's say we want to move the text to be at the middle. You understand? You want to put the text to be at the middle. Then you put what? Text what? Align. Text align center. Then you put that. So we are going to save all of this, and let's see. So sorry. So let's go to our browser and let's see what we've done. You can see now that I've taken it to the middle. The middle was taken to the middle using what? The text align tag. Using the text align what? Using the text align to style. I styled it to text align. Then I have to change the color to white so that it will look presentable. Do you understand? It's so that it will look what? Presentable. Now, the last thing I'll just okay, let's just add one more thing to it. Let's just add one more thing to this style. to change the font family, the font family. Okay, we add, so let's just add two more things. Everything I'm doing now is what? Inline styling. Inline styling is what? One line styling. One line what? Styling. So let's say, for example, I want to now change the, what's it called? What's it called? The the test family. The test now is on default. Is on default. So I want to change the test family. I want to make it a particular font that I want it to be. So what I'll just do is that I'll come here and just write font. Remember, when you are adding two things together, I said that you have to what? Separate them with what? A dash. Font what? Font family. Font family. I will just use which font family am I going to use now? Let me use what they call Arial. Then I'll put that here. Now let's say I want to also increase the text size. The text size looks kind of small. I'll increase what? The text what size. I'll use what? Font font size. Font size, and then let's say the font size, let's make it 500. Let's add percent to it. Then semicolon. So we are going to save now. I guess you guys are following what I'm doing. I guess you are following everything I'm doing. I'm just doing a recap. You can see now that the text is bigger. The text is bigger, and the font is to what area. So you can let's just change it. Let's change it to another one. Let's change this text font family to, let's say we use I think this is a font family also. We have different font family. There are so many. They are very, very numerous. So you can decide to change it to whatever you want it to be. Okay, you can see now that the font has what changed. We now have what a different font. This font is what Korea. So this is how you do what inline styling. Inline styling just simply means what? Writing the styles in each of the what elements. Writing the style in each of the what element in each. You are writing the style in each of the elements. You write it for the head, which one? You write it for the H2. You write it like that, like that, like that. Oh, and I didn't mention also that we have what? I didn't mention the H2 in this class. I didn't show you the H2. Okay, now okay, let's just create H2 also here so that it would be at the down. H2. Then I'll just close the H2. H2. Let me just write your welcome. And let's just style the H2 also. Let's just style the H2. Let's call it, let's do style. That's the inline styling. Equal to okay. Let's just use test align. Test align. Let's put it at the center. Then we'll put our semicolon. Always remember to put your semicolon at the end of it before. Always ensure you put your semicolon at the end of program. Whatever you are doing would what run. You understand what I'm saying? Always ensure. You can see that the test, this one is at the down here. So it's also a header, it's just at the down. So we've succeeded in doing what? Inline what? Styling. Now, before we go further into the internal styling and all, let me also tell you about the attributes for creating what links. We have you create, click on it, it takes you to another place. When you click on a particular link, that's what you see on the website. You click on a link, it takes you to a particular place. Now, for example, you want to create a link. Let's say the link attribute is what? They use the attribute what? A and what? Href. Href what attribute? That is what is what used in creating what link. Let's say you want to create a link for people to visit what? Google. Understand? You just open A is the attribute, then you write what? Href. Href is equal to, then you now put what? The website here. HTTPS. But if you have it in your script, you don't need to put a website. Do you understand what I'm saying? Maybe you want to go to a different location, you just put forward slash the name of the folder, that you want to go to. You just put it there. You don't need to put what your HTTPS, because it is within. So if it's in the same folder, you don't put HTTPS. It's because we are going to a different website. That is why we are using what HTTPS, so that it will redirect us to that what website. So I'm just going to put www.google.com. Then I'll click it here. Then I'll now write visit visit Google. Then remember the A attribute has opening tag and a closing tag. Then I'll have to close the tag. Then I would save. Then I would save. So that I can be seeing everybody in the class, so that if you are having network challenge, I can see. So then I will save. They'll go to our browser now. It's going to be okay. I think let me take it up a little, because we are going to start that image. That's why I'm going to leave that image there. It should be before the image. I want to put it before the image so that you can see the link. I don't want to scroll and scroll and scroll before I will see the link. So I'm going to save it now. So we go to our browser. So let's just refresh. You can see visit Google is here. You understand what I'm saying? Now let's add a little bit space. Let's add a little bit space to this one. Then I'll just use the BRO. For now, we'll be using the BRO. When we start talking about sessions, let me just break it BRO, so that there will be space in between. Then I will save. So you can see that there's a space now. Then when we click on visit Google, let's see if it will take us to Google. It has taken us to what? Google. So that is how you create what? Links. That is how you create what? Links. You understand what I'm saying? That is how you create what? Link. So that is for that. Now let's say let's add a title. Let's add a title to this link. Let's say we now come to add a title to the link. A title equal to let's say Google official websites. So we'll save. Let's save. Now let's go back. You can now, what is a title? A title is when you take your mouse closer to a particular thing, and then you will see, before you click on it, it will give you a description of what that link is all about. Now let me take my mouse close to it. You can see that it's showing our Google official website. So I've given the link a title. That means most times when you are creating a link, or when you are creating something and you want to describe that thing to people and tell them what this thing is all about, you put that you create a title for it. Now you can see that when I take the mouse close to it, it's going to tell me that is Google official website. So that means when you click on it, it's going to take me to a Google official website. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, another thing that we are going to do in this class is that, for example, now when we click on this link, sorry, let me go back to it. When I clicked on this link, it's opened in the same page. Now, I don't want it to open the same page. I want it to open in a different tab entirely. So how do I do that? For example, when I click on this link, I want this link to take me to another tab at the top here. You understand what I'm saying? So how do I do that? Then I'll go back to my page. Sorry, so what I'll do is that I'll go back to my page. Then I'll not say, let me just write here. I'll write target. Target is equal to, now the target, what do I want? How do I want the target to be? The target is, how do you want it to open? Now I want it to open in a new page, in a blank new page. So I'll just put underscore, then I'll put what? Blank. So when I put blank, then I'm going to space this. Then I'll click on it. I will save. Now let's go back to our browser. I'm going to refresh. The title is still there. When I take my mouse there, it's telling me it's Google official website. Now I'm going to click on it. Now you can see that it didn't open in page. So when it's opened the new page, that is the function of the target function that I placed on the HTML tag. So when I created this target attribute here, this target functions here, it means that take when you click on it, take it to a new what tab. You understand what I'm saying? So that is the target. Now I also made mention in the course of the training that these targets there are other targets. We have they call the self target is open in the same page. We have parent targets, we have top. So we have four different types of what targets. We have this one is underscore blank. We have another one called underscore self. We have another one called underscore parent, and we have another one called underscore what self. So those are the different what targets. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now we've done this, we've created links. Now let's now create what button. Let me break this also. Let's create what button. How do you create a button? You create a button tag using what the button what you create a button using what the button tag. You just open what button, and then you write send. Let's just create a button called what send. Then you close. Now to close the button tag, you have to put what the forward slash. Now I'm going to save. Why I always say the forward slash, this one is the forward slash. The backward slash is like this. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the forward slash. That's why I always say forward slash. So we can go now to our page. Then we are going to refresh. When we refresh, you can see the send here. You can see what send. You can see the send button. But when we click on this send button, it will take us nowhere because the send button it is not linked to anywhere. So it's not going to take us anywhere. So we are going to link the send button now to a place. Let's link the send button to a place. So I'm going to break this. I'm going to add more breaks so that there will be space in between them. I'm just going to break it so that there will be space in between them. Now, if you want to click on this now, we are going to create a function that when click, that's on click. On click simply means that when you click, it should take you to the location. Document.location should be equal to, use the single. Now, where do you want it to go? Let's take it to Google also. HTTPS like this. Then we'll put google.com. Then I would close it there. Then we'll save. So what we are saying now is that when you click on it, the location, the location should be what? It should take us to what? Google. It should take us to this website, which is what? Google. You understand what I'm saying? So what we'll now do now, let's go now back to our button. Let's refresh. We've already created a space. You now see that there's a space in between. Now, when we click on the send, let's see where it's going to take us to. It took us to what? Google, as a result of the function that we just wrote there. Do you understand what I'm saying? As a result of the function that we just wrote there. You understand what I'm saying? So we've succeeded in explaining how you put image on a page, how you put what's it called, a button on a page, and how you create a link on a page. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this is what we've been able to establish in today's class. So we'll continue. Now, the next thing that we are going to do now is that we are going to start styling. The first styling that we are going to do, what's it called? We are going to do the internal styling. Remember, I said that in internal styling, everything should be at the head. So if we want to use internal styling, that means I will have to delete every of these styles that we wrote here. We'll delete it. We don't need them anymore. We will do all of them inside what the internal what styling. Let me just delete it. Let me delete it. So I'm still going to delete this. I guess you've been following, you've copied everything. Now I'm going to delete this. Now we are going to do internal what styling. Okay, I'll leave the others. Now let's go back to it. So that everything is now normal except for the formatting that we did and all. So now we are going to start styling everything. We are what done. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now you come down, we are going to start styling. Now let's style. Now the first tag. Now, when you open and you close the style tag, that means you are ready to do what internal styling inside the same script. You understand what I'm saying? Now, inside the style, now which of the first one do you want to style? Style what? H1. H1. If you want to style H1, well, you put H1 there, then you open your curly brackets. Curly brackets. What do you want to do to the H1? You write test. The same thing we did then. We just write test what align. I'm going to put that there. Then I'll put what center. You understand? The next one I want to do is what? The color. Let's say the color, I want to make white. You have to end it with a semicolon. Then let's say I want to put a background color. A background color. A background color. Let me say I've used what? Let me use the same blue that we used before. You understand? Then I'll put that. Let's say I want to add what? The font family. You see that I'm writing everything at the top, at the style, in between what? The internal style in the style. So I don't need to be writing it long like this. You see what I'm the font family. Let me make the font family Korea. You understand? Then I'll still have to end it like this. Then I'll say the font size. Let me sorry. Let me sorry. The font size, let me make it was 500 percent. Is there any other thing that you want us to add? Okay, let's just add border, border dashed yellow, um, 5 pixel. Then I will close the curly brackets. Let me just close that down here just in case I want to add more thing. Let me close it there. Now let's see if everything that we've written here is would be on. Now you can see that it is not styled. Now let's refresh. You can see that it is now refreshed. Everything that we wrote is now on it. So this is what they call internal what styling. Do you understand what I'm saying? This what you can see at the border. That yellow is what? The border. This is what we wrote here. We said the border. Look at it. I said the border should be dashed, which is what? Dashed like this. And the color should be what? Yellow. That is why it's yellow. And the size of the border should be what? 5 pixel. That is why the size is what? 5 what? Pixel. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is, and the text family is what? Korea. You can see that the text family here is what? Korea. And I said that the text size, the font size should be bigger. It should be like 500 what percent. That is why the font size is what? 500 what percent. And I said the background color of the text should be what? Blue. As you can see, the color is what? Blue. And I also said that the write-up of the H1 should be white. And that is why you can see that the write-up is what? White. Do you understand? Do you understand me? So let's continue. Now, for example, we also want to style what? We want to style the paragraph. Let's say the paragraph just is almost is the same thing that you want to. We are still doing. Let's say you want to style the paragraph. You just write paragraph. Let's say you want to increase the font size. Let's say the font size. Size. Let's say the font size. You want to make the font size 80 pixel. Font family. The font family, let's say the font family, you want to use Arial. Which other thing do you think they want to add there? Let's just close it there. So you see that everything that we also wrote for the paragraph is definitely going to show at the background. It's also going to show at the what ending. Everything is still going to show there. You see that the size now is very, very large. So that side is kind of too big. So we can increase, we can reduce the size. Let's just make it like 10, sorry, 10 pixels. So that it will be kind of very, very, should be small. But you can just leave it as default. If you don't put anything there, it's going to be the default word size. You understand what I'm saying? So you can see 10 pixels is like default is even smaller. Just make it 14, or let's make it 16. 16 will be better so that we can read everything that we've written. Okay, I think this one is better. Now, also, let's say you want to style. Let's say you want to style your image. You just write img. You put the curly brackets. You say the width. Let's say the width. You want to use 60 pixel. The height. You want to use 60 watts pixel. And always remember to put your semicolon at the end. Then you close it. Curly bracket, you close. So let's see what would the image be. You can see that the image is now very small. Can you see the image is now very small? So you can decide to say, oh, the image is too small. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Let's make it 160 by 160. You can use different values. It doesn't mean that you have to use the value that I'm using. So you can use different what values. So you understand what I'm saying? You can use different what values. So let's make it 160 by 160. You can see it's getting bigger. Okay, let's just make it a little bit bigger. Let's make it 360 by 360. I think this one will be kind of too big. Let's see. I want it to have the square. Okay, I think this one is better. So you can see that we have succeeded in styling the image. Now let's style the button. Let's style the button. Let's style the button. Let's go further, a little bit further. Button. Let's start the button. Let's open the curly bracket. Sorry. Let's open the curly bracket. Let's say the width of the button. Let's say the width of the button. Let's make it like 20 pixel. And let's say the height. 10 pixel. Let's save. Let's see. You can see that the button is very small, even smaller than the write-up. So what we'll do is that we have to increase it. The button, let's make the button, let's just make it 120. And let's make this 100. You know, yesterday's class, I know we didn't style the button. I forgot. Let's just style. We can style anything that we want to style. Okay, you can see that the button is not very, very big. I think this is okay. So this is how you style. This is how what you what style. You understand what I'm saying? Now, let's now style. Let's also style, excuse me. Let's style the link. This link here. Let's style the link. You understand what I'm saying? Let's style the link. Are you still there? If you are still there, say hi. If you are still there, say hi. If you are still there, if you are following what I'm doing, please say hi. Say hi. So that I'll know that we all are in the same. I'm not, if you are still there, say hi. So I'm going to style now. Let's style the link. A link. Sorry. Let's start the link first. We are going to start the link. Let's say background color. Let's make it transparent. Okay. Text decoration. Let's put what? None. There will. Are you there? If you are there, say hi. Oh, your laptop is running out of power, just 24%. Oh. Okay. Do you all want us to take the assessment now? If you know you've already understood everything and you think I should not go further, just say I should not go further. Okay, Olatunji, what you do? I think Olatunji, do you need this? Class? Do you still need this class? If you don't need the class, what our advice is that you can come back, let's say in 20 or 30 minutes, 20 minutes time, so that you can take the assessment. Do you understand what I'm saying? In 20 minutes time, you say yeah, you can take the assessment. So, do you want us to continue? Please make answer on the comment section if you want us to continue. If you want us to continue, please write in the comment section so that I would know. Now let's make this color. Now let's make this color pink. Then please. Okay. Now this is for the link. Let's use for active link. We'll go. Active link is a link that is active. Sorry, I'm going to say active. We open our curly brackets. Let's still use the background color. What's the background color? Let's use transparent also. Okay. Background color as transparent. Now we are styling the link. We are styling the link. We are styling the link. Let's say the text decoration. Text decoration. Let's use what? Underline. Underline. Then the color. The color should be, let's use the color as what? Blue. Now, when we take our mouse closer to the link, now that is what they call hover. Let's do for the hover. Hover, background color, background color. Let's make it transparent. Okay, I think this let me okay, pink. Okay, pink. Let's make this background color transparent. Text decoration. None. The color. Let's make the hover color to be red. And okay, I'll still need to tell you about colors today. I'll need to tell you about colors today. Okay. Now let's take a visited link. A visited link. Let's now use what? Visited. Visited. Let's use the background color. So sorry, this should be. Please always go through your code while you are when you are writing it. So this one is a link. This is for an active link. This is a hover link, a visitor link, a background color transparent. Test decoration. None. Color. Gray. So we've succeeded in styling every of our links. When is a link, when it's active, when it's hover, when it's visited. So we are going to save and let's go back to our page and see everything that we've written. Let's go back to our page, then we'll refresh. Now you can see now, initially before now, this link was what? Was it has an underline in it. You understand? It has an underline in it. Now you can see that the underline has left because I said it is already a visited link. I said a visited link should be what? Should be what? Gray. You understand what I'm saying? A visited link should be what? Gray. You understand what I'm saying? So now, so let's create a new link and let's see how the new link will look like. Let's create a new link and let's see how the new link will look like that is not visited. Let's just create a new link. Let's just create a new link that is not visited. Let's call it another visitor Google. Let's save and let's come here. Okay. Why the another link? Okay, they will not be. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, active link. Let's go to our CSS script and see a link. The background color transparent. Let's make the background color. Let's call it red. Let's call this yellow. And let's see. So that's how you style. You can see now that it's yellow. The hover is supposed to work, that when you are hovering around, it's supposed to show you that the color is that. So this is how you style your links. So when you practice it, you are going to see that you can style every link. So you can try that. Normally with this code here, with the CSS code that you have here, when you hover, when you take your mouse to it, it's supposed to show a different color entirely. Let me use another color. Let me use pink. I don't know why it's not showing here. Most times when you hover around, you are supposed to have what? The pink coloration using what? This what CSS code. So you can try it in your own end. It should work in your own end. Sometimes I tend to have issues with my own notepad here. So you can try it in your own end. You see that when you hover, just use the same code. Your link, your active link. Oh, your gadget is about to run out of power. Okay, I think we have to stop here. Let's stop here so that you guys can just take the test. Let's take the test now. Let's take the assessment. So the assessment is going to be for just let's make it 30 minutes. Let's just make it 30 minutes because everybody's gadget is about to go off. I understand power in the country. But right here where I am, there's 24 hours light here. Now let's take the assessment. Okay, I'm posting the assessment right away. 30 minutes from now, this link is going to go off. This link, you can't access it. Okay, 45 minutes. Let's do 45 minutes. Now, I just posted the assessment link. I'm going to pin it now. Assessment. If you want me to continue, for those that their tab is about going off, the laptop is about going off, please. The assessment is posted now on the is pinned on the message. Please just go through it and start answering your question. Now, the assessment, you can start taking your assessment. For those of you that want me to go further and explain in details more to you, you can just so you can start taking the assessment. Note, this assessment 45 minutes from now, the time already is 11:47. 11:47 exactly, 1:30. Okay, let me make it 1:30. Sorry, exactly. Let me look at the time now. Exactly 12:30. The link, you won't be able to access the link again. Exactly 12:30, you won't be able to access the link again. So please, I will advise, start the assessment now. I will still be online. I'll be watching. We have currently we have 5 people online. The 5 people that are online, please just say hi so that I'll know the number of people taking the assessment. The 5 people online, say hi so that I will know the number of people taking the assessment. The 5 people online, say hi. Say hi so that I'll know the number of people that are taking the assessments now. Okay, I'm about taking a call, please. I'm going to mute myself a little. I'm just going to mute myself. So it's time up, and I haven't seen any submission yet. What's happening? Nobody has submitted. Or should I give extra time? Do you need extra time? You can see there's no submission yet. Nobody has. What's happening? I can't. No, no, no submission yet. Okay, let's add. Let's add 10 minutes more. 10 minutes more. Okay, 10 minutes more. So 10 minutes more. Let's say 12:44. 12:44 would call it it. Will end 12:44. Okay, I think we've not gotten any submission so far. So what will happen is that every one of everyone should take it as an assignment. Take it as an assignment, and then you submit because this is the it's 12:46, and I haven't seen any submission yet. So let's take it as an assignment, and you submit. So and then I would communicate on the group how you get your and let me see, just submit on the group. Do you understand? Just submit on send it to the email that you'll be sending your assignments to. And if there's a need for you to watch everything again, you need to just watch again and again so that are the questions, are they that difficult? Are the questions, are they that difficult? If it's difficult, do let me know. But I think everything in that particular exercise is what we've learned so far. So are the questions, are they difficult? It's kind of none of the questions are difficult. Now look at this question here. Write the HTML tag to display an image in the HTML file. Very simple. IMG is equals to in semicolon in quotes the link of the image. What is CSS? CSS is what? Cascading style sheet. What are the types of styling? Inline, external, and so they are very easy. So please kindly submit the assignment to the email address. You understand? So that I can go through them much later. So it's not an assignment, it's no longer an assessment, it's not an assignment because it was an assessment before, it was an assessment before, but since I can't get any answer, let me check again if anyone has submitted. Still no submission. So we are going to take it as um, so we are going to take it as so so we are going to take it as so do you think it is the assessment? Is this something you think you can do? Let me know in the comment section. Is this something you know you can do? If it's something you know you cannot do, I can create a time so that we'll do it all over. We'll do it again together. Is this something you know you can do? Let me know in the comment section. So the assessment, is this something you can do? If it's not something that you can do, if you want us to have a special class to take that particular assessment, do let me know. Then after, if you need a particular class for me to take every of the assessment here, do let me know. Please just comment section before we end the stream. Please say it in the comment section, please. If it's something you know you want us to explain everything again and again, you want us to explain the assessment again, because it's no longer an assessment since nobody could submit before the time elapsed. So I think it's no longer. So if it's something you know you want us to just do together, so that you just let me know, then I'll communicate with everyone the exact day, a time that will be convenient for everyone, a day that will be convenient for everyone, so that we can just um, go through it together. Okay, you're on the last one, but the time is not an assessment. Okay, Abimide said he's on the last one. So how about the others? Is it something that is difficult and you want us to do together again? Please do let me know. Do let me know. I um um oh, Olatunji said his laptop was about going off. Maybe his laptop went off, so I've not been seeing him online. Um okay. So if it's something you want us to do together, please you just drop it in the comment section. Please drop it in the comment section. For those that have submitted, then for those that who want to submit an assignment, you can please send it to owanosas4@gmail.com so that I'll see it and then I'll access it. Please kindly fill the attendance form and would so is this something you want us to do together? Let me know. If you want us to do this particular assignment together, please write it in the comment section. If you want us to do it together, write it in the comment section. Please write it in the comment what